Another boss fight, another glitch, ex post facto. I just defeated Euryale, or whatever, and I set my controller down for a moment and pressed start from previous checkpoint when these enemies spawn, and you get to test out the new magic that you acquire. And I mean, is there anything wrong with restarting a checkpoint? And then look what happens. She is back. She has an unlimited amount of health. Plus, there's the undead soldiers here. So I'm like, what the hell is this? Once again, another glitch with this boss. Not with this boss, but there was a glitch on the Cerberus boss. Now there's a glitch here. So I tried this several times, and this woman, this beast is not supposed to be here, and the combination is never supposed to be this Medusa with anybody else. So the fact that these soldiers are here it's just demonstrable. It's a glitch. It's a true glitch this should not be the case. And I don't know if dying on those guys causes the glitch, or if I did it by restarting the checkpoint. But shouldn't I be able to restart the checkpoint? So this is what's actually supposed to happen. I just restart the whole thing and beat the battle over. So now I defeat her. This is what's supposed to happen. She's supposed to be gone. Just like after I defeated the Dark Cerberus and he showed up again, he was supposed to be gone. So here are this is a little trial that you're supposed to do with these, and you're supposed to kill 5 of these undead soldiers with the Medusa magic that you just acquired. Now, this is another area where you could just kill these guys indefinitely, for days on end if you wanted to, with Kronos' Rage, get as many combo points as you want. I believe that you stop getting actual red orbs, and the only thing that adds up on your score is the combo points. But you can get a lot of combos with the Kronos' Rage. So this is another exploit area, but I'm not going to exploit it, even though I know full well that I could if I wanted to. But this is going to be an honest run. Like I said in the very first video of this guy, I'm not going to be doing any exploits, no grinding for money. I'm just going to be, I'm going to be content to receive what I'm given. Another quote right out of video number 1. So I had to redo the boss because of this, because I could not get out of the little glitch, because I couldn't beat her because she had an infinite amount of life. And I even tried to petrify 5 undead soldiers, to see if the trial would clear. And maybe she would disappear or something, but no, it didn't work whatsoever. So a lot of people might be wondering, why would you include a glitch in a guide? Well, the answer is really simple. This is a guide, and I assume that if it's happening to me, it might happen to somebody else. So if somebody else encounters it and they see my video, then they can be reassured that it's not a situation that's unique to them, because it happened once for me, and it happened again, and I really, I was irritated, but I really wasn't surprised, because I had just done the Cerberus boss fight, had that glitch right after him. So this is just going to be a long puzzle area here, pretty boring. There's some breakable objects under the water, which I'm going to get all of them. Rather than show you what to do, tell you what to do, because you can see it on screen, I just wanted to give an update on what I have upgraded. I have done 2 upgrades with the Blades of Chaos. So I have the Blades of Chaos up to level 3, and I have done 1 upgrade to Kronos' Rage at this point in my playthrough. So that's all I have done, because you really don't even get much in this game as far as orbs. They really give you a lot less, and it would be my best guess that I don't think they would allow you to upgrade every single weapon on Titan mode. I just don't think it's possible, unless you're doing all the exploits I've been mentioning every time I've been coming across them. That's the only way I think you could even get all the weapons and accessories and everything upgraded. There's just no way, because it's so expensive to upgrade everything. And I'm opening chests that are giving me nothing. Chests that are giving me 10 to 12 orbs only. Just things like that are it's really Now this I wanted to talk about because this I always have a problem with dashing through. That second gate always seems to close on me, but this time I did it on my first try, probably because I knew how problematic it was. But once you pull away from the lever, just immediately charge up the R1 button, and don't forget to get this chest. This is a lot of money here in this chest, if I remember. Let me see here. 1077. So yeah, that chest contains $730, and that seems to be a figure that I've come across several times. 730. So that's actually a lot of money. Whenever there's a bunch of orbs coming out of the chest, then you know you're getting a lot of money. So just head on down here, smash this door, and then I think there's a couple jars to break down here. You know, it's really coming down to you got to break every breakable object in this game because we're just not getting enough orbs. That's the plain and simple truth. Just, you know, the bare bones truth of the matter. So what's going on here is you're just turning all these. There's 4 cranks. You got to turn them all the way up. And they have grapple points on top of them, and then we're going to be slowing down time to go swing on one right after the next. But first we have to face a battle over here. So this lever here, it's going to open a door. That's the main door that we're going to go down and get on the elevator where the dog fight is up there with the collapsible ceiling or of sorts. Anyway, I did a little edit over here because it's actually more convenient to get these 2 red orb chests now rather than later, because you have to slow down time, and if you come up here and grab them, I think if you interact with things while the armlet's activated, it stops the slowing down time, just the whole process in general. So it doesn't, it's not going to be detrimental to you if you don't get this chest, but it's just a little more convenient to do so. So down here we have some of the. It's like the first form of the Juggernauts. This is the first time we're encountering these guys. So this is these guys get a lot harder as far as how much HP they have. In the Loom Chamber fight, those guys are, I think, the strongest form of the Juggernauts. So if you want to, you can use the Armlet of the Fate. Oh, excuse me, the Armlet. Yeah, is that what it's called? The Armlet of the Fates, to slow down time here. But I wanted to practice the Juggernauts, and I didn't really need to slow down time here because, you know, you can't slow down time in the Loom Chamber. So I just kind of wanted to face these guys, these Juggernauts, head on. So that Juggernaut seems to be kind of trapped there. But when you're doing the animation where you're flinging them, like one fling right after another, that can actually get interrupted by the Juggernaut. So that's not a move you can be invincible for, I found out over here. And those fireballs that these guys are throwing at you cannot be blocked, although they can be parried. And what happens when you parry is that you actually just throw the fireball back at them, and it deals pretty heavy damage to these guys. So, and it does, also when you're flinging them, it does incidental damage to surrounding enemies if it makes contact with them. I also, when I'm trying to do my guide, I don't try to use magic unless I have to, or unless I just feel like doing it to get some combo points. But my theory is that, like, to those people who are trying to watch my guide for assistance, it really doesn't help people if they're in a situation where I'm at and I have magic and they don't have magic. And I'm using magic, so it's just like it doesn't make sense sometimes. I feel like to just because I try to give myself the least amount of advantage, and don't use magic if I can help it. But there are some parts where magic is just completely necessary, and some of my tactics depend on magic and Rage of the Titans. But for the most part, I try to refrain from using magic. And that's why I just kind of save it up. Whenever I use it, I consider it kind of being wasteful, and possibly wasting it for something that could be coming up that's really difficult. And I just worry about that I won't have any magic on hand. So that's the reason why I do that. So you just want to pull this crank here, and once it's pulled all the way, then you slow down time. Then you run back up the ladder where those 2 chests are, and then you do just some swings all around the area. And we're going to stop and get a couple more treasure chests as well. So just hit the switch, that pressure plate, excuse me, and then these chests up here are really no secret because the game actually shows you where they are. So you have to slow down time there just to make sure that all these things don't sink on you. I think one of them doesn't stay up all the time or something like that. It's that kind of logic. But there's a couple chests here, so make sure you grab them. These chests were actually we were directed towards these chests. They were pointed out to us when we actually entered this room, and we got that transitional cutscene. So just come up here. This is the room you need to go down to. Get some health if you need it. I needed it. And walk down the hall. And then we're going to be dealing with a bit of a problematic area if you don't know what's going on. What's happening is that we're going up an elevator and we're ambushed by dogs. And you need to just kick them into each other. Kicking works really good. The problem is we're shortly going to be almost at the verge of getting crushed at the ceiling. So what's going on here is that you do a quick time event to push like he uses his brute force to push the floor down away so he doesn't get crushed, and the goal is to get through the door that opens up little by little. So like the main thing to worry about is getting caught in an animation prior to or during while you're doing the quick time event. Like for instance, if a dog hit me now while I was doing that quick time event, I would most likely just perish. There was a couple of times when I was doing the quick time event and the dog seemed to like jump at me, but he didn't really make contact with me. I don't know if it was the game's fault or the game just it didn't make contact. So I tried to get through there, just couldn't do it. I don't know if I should have tried to jump there. Definitely tried to roll out there, but use Kronos' Rage if you really want to. It's really good at stunning those enemies, and it also shows how kind of weak the Kronos' Rage is. As helpful as it is as a stunning tool and as a tool to get a lot of combo points, it is fairly weak. But the level 3 Kronos' Rage is, I would say, pretty damn effective as far as being potent. So just head on over these. You see, I did a nice jump there, and this part up ahead, I don't really care for much at all. I didn't do my absolute best here, but I certainly didn't do poorly. But I just I don't enjoy some parts. I just don't enjoy, so I don't just do them until I'm just completely satisfied. I was satisfied enough here. So you've got a rock monster up here, and you have harpies that spawn in a pair on either side of him, and it's not a finite number of harpies. So what I like to do is use the bow and arrow to shoot the 2 harpies, and then parry all the blocks that he's throwing at me, and then deal some damage once the harpies are gone. And once I can get in a free shot when he's not throwing a rock at me. And now a really good tactic to do if you can't multitask, if you're not good enough. No offense to anybody, but if you just can't do it, because I can't do some parts in this game, as good as I want to or need to sometimes. But if you do head all the way back, like to where the treasure chest is, he will fall down and seal himself up and to where he was in the beginning, like cover himself up in a non-threatening way. So he's just like a shell. And he won't harm you. He won't do anything until you approach him again. So that's a really good tactic if you need to do it. I think I actually do it a couple times, and sometimes it's just, you can't get the parry. So right there, he fell down. And shielded himself up because I walked too far away from him. So use that to your advantage if you just can't multitask with parrying and shooting these birds. If you don't have any magic, there is a chest of magic at the beginning of this area. It takes 3 shots per bird to kill each bird, and I only have the bow and arrow at level 1. You don't get any additional strength with the bow and arrow. I think it just does a rapid fire move, but I could be wrong. I'm not completely sure. about the 3rd level of strength. But I know the 2nd level upgrade is just it's a lethal vortex move that you can do, and also a rapid fire. It doesn't give you any increased damage for your weapon. So these are actually the really difficult harpies that cast a circular flame on you, which you have to dodge about 3 times before it goes away. And it's just really problematic. These guys are really difficult harpy enemies. So a lot more difficult than their predecessors were. So once you get I think the circle button will go away if you don't get there quick enough. But this is such a small room that you can get to it with pretty much with ease. So we take him down, and any harpies that you have left, you do have to kill them. And there were several times when I was doing this originally when I played this game like a year ago. I would beat the guy, and then I would be on the verge of death after I had took him down with the quick time events, and then I would have like 1 or 2 harpies left, and of course they would kill me. And you don't get a checkpoint until everything's cleared. So you may not. I don't think you even get a checkpoint. You just have to go to the save point across the gap. But also, don't forget these items here. The reason I'm getting them afterwards is because just due to the simple fact that I like to earn my treasure chest. I don't like to get stuff before. I like to get stuff after I've done the hard stuff, you know. Just feels like I've earned it a little bit more. But anyway, all you need to do is use this grapple point to get to the save area here. And we're going to be dealing with some skeletons. Now, the best way to deal with these skeletons, you can see that they're all waiting for you. Just roll up until they spawn, and then immediately fall back. Now, I continue to roll backwards, but it's best to just like run and then jump. See, I kind of get caught like right there, so it's better just to jump. And then when you get far enough back, do the Spirit of Hercules move, the triangle ×3 move. Even do it a couple times. And you see I got like 3 circles over their heads, but it's really difficult to grab them when they're in a group. First of all, because the grab detection, while it's excellent in this game, it just can't, when there's so many on screen, it just has trouble trying to see which one you're trying to grab. And also, when you grab them, it's likely that you'll get hurt to the point where you'll be dead because you can't grab them fast enough to the point where you're invulnerable. Just stay away from those guys and grab them when it's safe. Okay, so we're going to be heading up the staircase, and this leads right back to the atrium area where the ogres were at the beginning, and the warthogs way back when. And we're going to be leaving this area, so it was a kind of a hub for a little while. Now we're going to go to a new hub that kind of looks similar to this area as far as design of everything.